Hope you had a productive day. As somebody who's been in professional world for 16 years and I have a bunch of mentees, and mentors, there are a few key characteristics I look through in deciding my mentor, some of which I've seen Mario express. One is his down-to-earthness. There's a whole spew I could go through here in terms of his accomplishment. I would rather focus on his approachability, and I'm eager and excited to learn more about him. But that being said, welcome to the session. Sorry, it's not in my script. Mario is the Chief of Staff at Integrity Corporations. He brings over 44 years of experience in IT operations, cybersecurity risk, privacy, and auditing. Mario is a former Schlumberger Fellow and a CISO at Marriott, where he led the company's global security strategy, digital transformation, and cloud migration. He's a longtime ISSA leader and volunteer with more than 25 years of service, multiple board positions, and a deep commitment to mentorship and training for the next generation of cybersecurity leaders. His contributions has been widely recognized with numerous honors, including ISSA Fellow distinctions, ISSA Honor Roll, CISO 40 Award, and ISC2 Standard, celebrating his impact and leadership in the cybersecurity community. Please help me welcome Mario.
We have a clicker. Thank you very much. Okay, so just to be sure, everybody here wants to be a mentor, right? Yes? No? Huh? Okay, so the reason why I ask that is because I normally make a deal with my mentees. I help them as long as they become a mentor sometime down the road. So I really hope that you guys not only become a mentee, but you will be willing to be a mentor at some point, okay? So I'm not going to, so there are a couple of sessions tomorrow that are very important. This is the track for mentorship, and there is one session in the morning that is going to be a panel, and I'm going to have 2 mentors and 2 mentees, and I'm going to ask them a few questions, but you can ask them all the questions you want, and I will be in the panel myself, so you can ask me some questions there too. Right after that, we are going to have a session that I call the tabletop exercise of mentoring. We're going to get a mentor and a mentee together, and we're going to mock a mentoring session so you kind of get the idea of what a mentoring program or a mentoring session should look like. So I strongly recommend that you come to it. We have probably about 30 mentors already signed up, and we have probably about 50 mentees, so we will see what we can do there. But the good news is that this program is going to go out throughout the year. So if you don't get a mentor tomorrow, we will try to get you a mentor in the next couple of months, okay? Moving on, normally, what I like to tell mentees is that you should not be a mentee and be happy with what you want, because what I like to do is coach mentors to push you so you can give as much as you can. So don't be afraid if your mentor is telling you, to do a bit more, because that's the job of the mentor, is to actually gauge how much can you do, okay? The mentee, we need to make sure that the mentee is proactive. I have seen too many times where the mentor and the mentee meet, and they're not ready to meet, and they waste their time. So you need to make sure that the mentee is proactive. What do you mean by proactive? Make sure you have your questions that you're going to ask. Make sure you have your time allowed. The worst thing that you can have is, go to a meeting, meet your mentor, and then say, sorry, I have to go to class or I have to go to my job. You're not going to accomplish the right thing. You need to separate, make sure you have enough time to do it, and make sure that, you are willing to try things. When I say willing to try things is that I have seen many mentees that you suggest something and they tell you, oh, I've done that, I've been there, So working with a mentee, with a mentor, you want to make sure that you give the mentor the opportunity to help you, okay? Okay, so can somebody here tell me, why do you want a mentor? Anybody? Yes? Okay, career goals, that's good, okay. Who else? And by the way, when you get a mentor, it doesn't mean that you're going to take a management job. A mentor is going to help you with your career, which could be a technical career or could be an executive career, okay? Go ahead. Okay, that's very good. You want to have a roadmap of this is where I am today, this is where I want to be. Even though that may change, but that's where I want to be. That way your mentor is going to be able to help you build that roadmap, okay? That's good. Anybody else? Yes, sir. Yeah. Okay, that is a good thing to plan. The question is, you think you know where you want to be, but how are you sure that you want to be? I have had mentees tell me, I want to be a SOC analyst. I want to be, a threat hunter. And the bottom line is they never even seen one. So the job of the mentor is to help you go and see, this is what you want to be in 5 years from now. Let's talk to somebody like that. It could be your mentor, it could be somebody else, right? So anyway. Anybody else? Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you talking about technical skills or soft skills? Okay. Okay. That is good. However, the mentor is not only going to help you, but it should also open up your eyes and show you that there is more to it than just what you think, okay? Anybody else? Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. So what you said is very real. Mentoring is not about the mentor guiding you, but it's also about you guiding the mentor. And my personal experience is I learned cloud from my mentees. I'm now learning AI from my mentees. So it's a two-way street. That's very true. So keep that in mind, okay? I have put a list here of the skills that are needed. Don't look at the mentor side. I mean, I'm going to leave it there, but look at the mentees. You need to be an active listener. So I don't know what's wrong with this new generation, but they don't like to listen. Okay? Constructive feedback. So, don't, willingness to take responsibility, which is another thing. You need to say, okay, it is better for you to say, I will do less and do it than trying to say, than to say that you're going to do a lot and don't do it, okay? So asking thoughtful questions. So this is what I say, be prepared. When you meet with your mentor, prepare those questions ahead of time. Don't go out to meet your mentor and then try to think what are you going to ask or ask stupid questions, okay? By the way, there is no such thing as stupid question. Any question is a good question. Deep commitment, confidentiality, and trust. You need to build. Many times people ask me, can you be my mentor? And my answer first is going to say no, because I don't know you. You need to build a relationship with mentor-mentee, and you need to build that trust so you can, because to be a good mentor and to be a good mentee, you two need to talk to each other and maybe even reveal very personal things, okay? And then confidentiality, trustworthiness, initiative taking. Most of the mentors, if they are, working full-time and in cybersecurity, they're going to be very busy. So you want to be very thoughtful of their time and make sure that the time that they're going to devote to you is going to be worthwhile. Follow through on commitments, ability to connect the dots, willingness to learn, and make sure that you set goals. And the goals that you set can be achieved. And you are the only person that knows I can do that or I cannot do it. And it's always better to under-promise and over-deliver than over-promise and under-deliver, okay? And then you need to build that relationship, not only with your mentor, but with the network of your mentors. So, and tell them, this is what I want to do, this is what I have, and your mentor may not be able to help you. I coach a lot of mentors, and many times the mentor come to me and say, my mentee wants me to help them build a home lab, and I don't know how to do that. I said, that's okay. Let's look at it, let's find the right person, and we do that. By the way, tomorrow, if you want to build a home lab, tomorrow there is a session at 2 o'clock, how to build your home lab. So this is the opportunity, okay? But we will continue to do this throughout the year. This is my commitment to, so I'm coordinating this mentoring track for HughesEcon, and we're going to continue for the next 12 months. If it's successful, we will probably continue longer, but for the next 12 months, this is an experiment that I'm doing with HughesEcon, okay? Elements of mentorship. This is a funny one because sometimes I meet with mentees and I just shut up and I just listen and listen and listen. I call that a discovery stage. And it's not unusual that I will do the discovery for 2-3 sessions because in order for me to help the mentee, I need to understand what goes through the head of that mentee. So you need to think about that. And so think of it like your mentor is testing you, okay? So, and good mentors, experienced mentor will do that to you. They're going to be looking at your professional success. And your professional success may vary. Like I say, some mentees want to be a manager. They just graduate and they want to be a manager, but that's okay. Some of them, they will want to do a longer technical career path. So I went to school and I study networks, but tomorrow I want to look at endpoint security or I want to do something else. That's fine. And the other thing is make sure that you use your mentor and your mentoring program to network with other people. A good example is now the people around you. Make sure you meet them, you talk to them, because mentees can help mentees too, and collaborate, okay? And then opportunity. What do we mean by opportunity? I'm a big believer that you should never waste an opportunity. So can anybody give me an example of opportunities? Yes. A new job is an opportunity, but even that's assuming that you are looking for a new job, or it is assuming that you already have a job. Okay? Yes. Exactly. A problem to solve. So, anybody else? What about something that happens? The headlines. Somebody got hacked. Somebody, lost a lot of information. Somebody got ransomware. Those opportunities are very good to highlight to the less technical people that don't understand. And, you can start first with your family. It is not, have you heard that the grandkid is always helping the grandma and grandpa and making them more secure? And so write down some of those things that you do. Why is that important? Because you can post those in your LinkedIn profile, and when HR is going to search at your LinkedIn profile because you're looking for a new job, it's going to say, hey, this person is really good. He really knows what he's talking about. And you can do things like, how do you blurb your house in Google search? It can be done. If you look at my house, it's blurred, so, But I know how to do it, but having you do it is, so these are the opportunities that are available. How do you block your credit record? How do you block so nobody can actually make queries about your house? You can do that through the Fort Bend County or, different county sessions. As well as anything that happened to you that you are aware of, just do that. So, and the reasoning for that is because one of the jobs of the mentor is to help you, A, improve your LinkedIn profile, and B, make sure that you have a good resume. Because with those are the first few things that you're going to need to get a new job. And even if you have a job, it will help you get a better job, okay? Practical skills. Like I already mentioned about the home lab, but that's not the only one. There is a lot of other tools that can be used and learned to do that. And then have some personal guidance. I often get, one big question I get from mentees is, I got a new job offer, should I take it or not? Honestly, it's not my decision, but it's my job as a mentor to tell the people, make a list, these are the pros, these are the cons, and then based on that, you decide that, okay? Okay, so this is not for you specifically, but I do want to mention this because you need to understand that your mentor has to manage the relationship, make sure that they encourage you, and don't get mad with your mentor because they're pushing. They may push you to do too much. That's their job, okay? Nature, that means, I often use the example of a seed. You have a seed, you put it in a pot with some, and you have to put water and you have to put some other stuff so it grows. So the job of the mentor is to help you grow and then offer mutual respect and response to needs. Okay. So I was asked to tell you that HughesEcon is going to have a formal mentoring program, but they're not the only one. there are organizations like ISSA, ISACA, Women in Cybersecurity, that also have a mentorship program. If you are a member of any of them, go talk to them. Then there is also other mentoring programs at work. And Houston is big, and I have worked with a lot of large oil companies. I work for Schlumberger, and I created a program that we call the We Mentor program because we had a lot of young people in the Security Operations Center, but the program was so successful that HR took it over and implemented it company-wide. So the mentoring program, the only requirement was your mentor had to be one level above you. So they have a, pay grade level. So they're one above, they can mentor the one below, okay? And then there is also something called the peer mentoring, and we have a slide here, but peer mentoring is about two people that could be equal, that are interested on the same subject, and you can collaborate and work with them. This is not only in your same company, but you can do it with people on other companies. I used to live in Austin back in the day, late 90s, and we used to do a lot of peer mentoring because, to be honest, cybersecurity was just starting, so we didn't know, were not experts in cybersecurity. So I got with people in Dell, with the state auditor's office, and we used to meet, every other week for a couple of hours, and we will talk about, how do you write your security policies? How do you protect your Wi-Fi? Wi-Fi was very big in the late 90s because Wi-Fi was not secure, and maybe still not secure. But so that's the kind of stuff, that's a peer mentoring. So should be mutually beneficial, particularly helpful for onboarding, accountability, collaborative learning, and networking. So that's another way that you can do. Does anybody here, your employer has a mentoring program? Yes? Chevron has an excellent mentoring program. Chevron, Shell, and Schlumberger are the top 3 mentoring programs I know in Houston. So. Okay. ISSA, anybody know what ISSA is? Information Systems Security Association, okay? This is an international organization, and they have a program, which is an international program. It's called the ISSA AIM program. That's a mentorship. I'm not suggesting you need to go, but it does exist. ISSA local chapter in Houston has a local mentoring program, which I started, by the way, and we run it, and it's very successful. However, we aiming specifically at college students. So today, we get 10 students from each one of the universities in Houston, and we get them a mentor to them, okay? So specific for mentees, take charge of their own development. So the mentee needs to take charge. I have a lot of mentees that call me and say, my mentor is no good because he doesn't tell me what I need to do. You need to take charge of the program. You need to say, this is what I want to do. You have to agree with your mentor. This is where I am. This is where I want to be. Please help me build a roadmap. So you need to take charge. Set their own agenda for the meetings. Ask for help and advice. Think and be critical when necessary. Share their thoughts. Reflect, and reflect. Can give and receive constructive feedback, okay? And the worst thing that you can do is start arguing with your mentor, okay? I'm not saying, I think it's good to have your opinions, but it's not good to argue, okay? So these are the practices. The mentors facilitate the learning, modeling, confidence building, coaching, counseling, and you have the mentee needs to have the initiative. Don't wait for your mentor to tell you we need to meet next month, whatever. You need to agree, let's meet on a regular basis, the second Tuesday of every month in the afternoon, and we can meet in a specific place. My personal opinion is don't try to meet on a very busy restaurant or bar. You want to meet, if possible, in your mentor's office where it's quiet, or find a place which is nice and quiet. Sometimes even Starbucks works, but okay. Make sure you set the goals, and don't expect. I have had mentees where they come up with 10 goals. Pick up 2 or 3 goals, work on them. When they're finished, come up with the new goals, because it's better. I always tell them the first step is always the hardest one. So don't make a big step, make a lot of little steps to get there. So understand self-worth and the appreciation. So what is shared practice in them is the communication. You need to communicate well, and you need to be honest. Make sure that you commit. And one of the worst mentees that I have had are those that come into the meeting and they're not prepared and they want to do everything. If you're going to meet once a month, make sure that you get the stuff done as quickly as possible so it's done. And you can actually talk to your mentor and tell him, hey, I'm already done this, can I move into the next thing, okay? And then make sure that you have empathy and trustworthiness. So, basis of mentoring, mutual trust is the most important one. If you don't have mutual trust, mentoring is not going to work. Regular contact and conversation. So you need to agree with your mentor, we're going to meet for 1 or 2 hours every month, but that does not mean you cannot communicate more. Make sure you share your cell phone number. You can text each other. I don't necessarily encourage people calling each other because people are busy. But if you text and they're available, then you can talk. Believe in the process, have a desire to improve, to build, and help both persons to grow. And mentoring is not about helping the mentee only, it's about the mentors get a lot out of it. And personally, I get a lot of satisfaction mentoring people, okay? So principles of mentoring, synergy, relationship, uniqueness. This slide deck is going to be available for you guys. So they're going to put, I don't know what they're going to do, but they will have. If you want them quicker than that because you don't get it, just connect with me in LinkedIn and ask me for it. You're welcome to have it. These slides keep changing all the time. So, I'm happy to share what I have now, but they will be changing. This is a very important topic. Coaching versus mentoring versus sponsor. Is it very clear for everybody? So the coach talks to you. The coach is going to tell you, you need to do this to improve whatever you're doing. But the sponsor is going to talk about you, and it could be in your back. It's going to be in a meeting and somebody says, I need somebody that can do this. Your sponsor is going to recommend, I know somebody who will be very good for that project, and that's how you get opportunities. So that's your sponsor. Now, the mentor is a two-way communication. You tell you tell your mentor where you want to be, and the mentor is going to come in and give you some options, and you're going to have to choose. However, the mentor, it's not unusual for a mentor to be a coach and to be a sponsor too, okay? So this is a very good, important thing to do. Finding and selecting a mentor. So how easy is it to get a mentor? You just go to somebody and tell them, I want you to mentor me. You go to the CEO of the company, I want you to be my mentor. It could happen, but you normally don't. You need to build relationships, okay? So you need to build a relationship. Look for formal and informal mentoring. Now, I do not recommend you to try to do too much. Do a little bit at a time. And I have seen mentees that they want to have 5 mentors. Don't, I mean, 1 is good, 2 is okay, but more than 2 is really bad, okay? So don't do that. Mentor characteristics consideration, match of professional or personal needs. And sometimes I will even add, if you're going to find a mentor and you want to meet on a regular basis in person, make sure you find somebody that lives near you. I have had very bad experience when you have a mentor that is in the Woodlands and you have a mentee in Sugar Land. It's difficult. So now, my understanding from HUSECON is that they're going to have both. They're going to have in-person, and they're going to encourage a lot of mentoring sessions online. So that's up to you. Whichever you want to choose is not a problem. I do not like online mentorship all the time. If you want to do it every now and then, it's okay. But at least once a quarter, maybe once every few months, you want to meet in person, if possible, okay? However, for HUSECON, we had a lot, even people from different countries come in, and they want to participate, so their HUSECON has agreed to do some sessions online for the people, okay? Drive the relationship. So I keep telling mentees are in the driver's seat. Don't expect your mentor to be in the driver's seat. If you want to be successful, you want to have you want to get as much out of it, this program, you need to be in the driver's seat, okay? So the last point is very important. Be prepared. Whenever you're going to meet with your mentor, come with an agenda and come with your questions, okay? Be proactive, mentee, and here's are a lot of considerations to do. I'm not going to read them to you. I would prefer to have a little bit time left over for Q&A, but be courage. So yeah, there is no such thing as a stupid question, but don't ask questions for the sake of asking questions, okay? Show that you are open to feedback. Share your goals with your mentor. And even if your goals, and I coach a lot of mentors, and I tell mentors, try to change the mentee's mind. And I'm not doing it in a malicious way. I'm just trying to say there are options. I had an opportunity when one of my mentees says, I'm going to school, and I want to be a SOC analyst. And I said, no, you don't want to be a SOC analyst. So I brought him to my SOC, make him work for a whole day, but what is really more important is that it is completely crazy that you just get graduated from school and you expect a security operations center to trust you blindly to make the right decisions. You're not going to get an entry-level job, even though when they hire, they say, we want an entry-level SOC analyst. You're not going to get it. So you need to work with them to do that. So tell your mentor how they can help you the most. Admit when you are not sure about something, which is another big issue because a lot of millennials don't admit to anything. I know that. I can Google it. I go to Google. And be trustworthy. So be realistic. Remember that mentors aren't perfect. So mentors are people just like you. And hopefully, after you have a successful career, you will become a mentor and you will guide somebody, okay? Recognize what one mentor can meet all your needs. However, a good mentor will find somebody to help you, okay? Respect your mentor's time with scheduling and deadlines. It is not unusual that your mentor agrees to meet with you at a certain time and they have to reschedule. That happens, okay? And know that your mentor is probably busier than you can imagine. Provide value, show gratitude, provide your mentors with opportunities to learn, share articles, follow up on discussions with information, attend speaking engagements. In the previous session, Keith was recommending people to go to Toastmasters. I highly recommend Toastmasters. It's free. There are probably about 30 Toastmaster chapters in Houston. I know, I worked for Schlumberger. We had one in Sugar Land and we had one in the Gallery area. Two internal chapters, but the material is the same. Also, it is good for your mentor to help you lose being afraid, okay? So you have to make sure that, one of the things that I like to do as a mentor is I do a lot of public speaking engagements. And many times I go to my mentee and say, hey, can you help me with this presentation? Even if I give them 5 minutes to present, it is a good training for them. So ask your mentor to help you do that, okay? We are running out of time. There's a list of mentees' do's and don'ts. I don't know, take a picture, you get the slides or whatever. They are very generic, and the PDF file of this is going to be available in the HughesCon website. If you want the PowerPoints because you want to reuse this, be my guest. And I do encourage mentors to use these slide decks because they can use this as a reference when they're doing the mentee sessions, okay? Tips for being a good mentee, again, the same thing. And then that's all. They're all related. What can mentoring accomplish? This one is important. It helps mentee to move their career forward, to work their ways upwards, could be sideways in a different way, perhaps even to surpass the mentor. So it's not unusual to do that, and I have seen this happen. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. So, this is reinforced with the mentee with twin objectives: sufficient responsibility and sufficient what is it for me. Provides the mentee with an inside track and helps to deal with the confusing workplace. If there is one thing I always appreciate from my mentors is many years ago, I was transferred to the New York City headquarters office. That thing was a jungle. I arrived there and I didn't know who it was. And the first thing that I look is for a guidance from another executive to tell me the ropes, what do I do, where do I, and this is one of the things that a good mentor can do. As a matter of fact, my mentor sent me to a couple classes to go and about leadership and about how to do, one of the training was how to manage your manager. That was really good session, okay? So, and then help mentees avoid traps. Okay. So this is what you should expect as a mentee, meeting on a regular basis, be able to, and what is really important is don't wait too long. If you have a mentor and your mentor is not meeting your needs, talk to somebody so you can change the mentor. I have seen mentors and mentees not working together, and they change mentor or mentee, and they work very well. So it's sometimes the matching is not done very well, okay? I'm going to stop here, And I'm going to open it up for questions because we only have a few minutes. Yes. So the mentee needs to take the advice and be able to execute on real life in order to see something tangible, something change. And sometimes it doesn't work, but you need to keep trying until something works. I don't know if that answers your question, but more or less. Can you rephrase your question a little bit? Or? Yeah. Yeah. So that's funny that you said that because one of the things that I like mentors to do is to do exactly that. How to say no and conflict management because you're going to have that anywhere in the workplace. So your mentor can coach you to do those two things are very important. Okay? How to say no because people are going to ask you and and one of the things that I found is if you are a good employee and you do everything right and your boss trusts you and you have another colleague that is not as good as you, your boss is going to ask you to do everything. And you need to learn to say no to your boss because it's not, he has to share the load, okay? Anybody else? Yes. Yes, so an argument is when, it depends on the personality. And what they're doing is you have a lot of times a mentor or a mentee will start arguing about the mentor is giving you guidance and you don't want to do that, or you can say, I already done that, and it becomes, why should I waste my time to do that? And they will start arguing about it. I think it's better to talk in a different level and say, I have tried that, it doesn't work, can I try something else? And kind of do that. And most good mentors will go around and sometimes even asking the question again in a different way helps do that, okay? All right, anybody else? Yes. So if you did not, in the HUSECON website, if you go /mentoring, there is a lot of information about the mentoring program. The mentoring program is just being put together, but there are two areas, one for mentors and one for mentees. If you have done that, you are okay. If you have not done that, do it. And I cannot promise you you will get a mentor tomorrow, but in the next couple of months, we hope to get everybody who signed up a mentor. Okay? Anybody else? Any other questions? Ricky? Ricky was my mentee for a couple of years. Any comments? Did I treat you that bad? Okay. Anything else? We have Chris back there who has mentored a few people in Houston the last couple of years. You want to ask him some questions? Yeah. It's just your students. We found a lot of students don't have a LinkedIn profile and they're even afraid to have one, but they, huh? Yeah. Okay, well, any other questions, anybody, anything? Be here tomorrow for the panel if possible? Yes, sure. Yes. So I have a couple people there that didn't raise their hand. Any specific reason? You? Did you? You didn't raise your hand, right? Do you have a good? Okay. Well, so my 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 recommendation to you is don't wait too long. Okay? I have seen too many people wait for later. Things happen. People get married, have kids, and then it's more difficult. So, okay? Thank you very much. Yes, sir. You're coming here tomorrow morning. I think it's at 11. And if you don't have a mentor, we give you one. Okay? Did you sign up? Did you sign up? Did you fill out the questionnaire? Okay. Well, the good news is that this program will continue throughout the year. So if you did sign up, we're going to get back to you and we will assign you a mentor, not for tomorrow, but eventually, yes. So the only problem that I have are those people that are not local to Houston. Sometimes it's very difficult to find them a mentor. So, and I had that last year. We had people that could not get a mentor, okay? Yes. Okay, good. That's all. Thank you very much.